Hello everybody, this is a build guide for 3.0 and it is a kind of a league starter and it will scale with a lot of currency. So this is a level 92 raider that uses the Ngamahu's flame. The reason I made this is because this dropped and this dropped. So I'll go over the gear a little bit. Okay, so what Ngamahu's Flame does is that it triggers level 16 Molten Burst on melee hit, and let me just pull all these gems out to show you what Molten Burst is. Molten Burst is this skill right here. There's 3 projectiles with 20% chance to trigger, and it does roughly 2000 damage, flat damage. It's all fire because of Avatar Fire, and this transfers 50% of your physical into fire damage. So this is a pure fire damage build. This does not need to be linked with anything because it is a 7 link in essence, and the main links are going to be concentrated effect, elemental focus, elemental damage with weapons, and the 4th is greater multiple projectile, then fire penetration, and then lastly is Immolate. The reason why we're using Immolate is because everything that we hit will be ignited or will be burning. To achieve burning, we are using chance to ignite with our cyclone. So our 4-link cyclone does not do damage in that respect. It is just a trigger for the molten burst. So we link cyclone to chance to ignite, faster attacks, and weapon elemental damage. This just burns things, and right now currently we have a 52% chance to ignite, and that is because we have also taken these two 10% chance to burn, freeze, and ignite. And that is the links in the weapon. Helmet, we're using a Devotion. The best slot enchant would be Cyclone attack speed, but that is around 10 exalts very late into the game, so it's pretty difficult to get. Chest, we're using a Comb's Heart. I'm using this because it dropped. You don't have to use Comb's Heart. If you don't have it, you can just use a Belly of the Beast, and this is a 39% Belly of the Beast, and that roughly just gives you 1000 extra life. Boots, we have a few options. You can either use a +1 Frenzy as series step if you have very good resistances on your rings and gloves and your belt, which is very doable. I mean, I just don't want to, I guess, at this point, because I have a very nice pair of boots. Rings, ideally you want resistance and intelligence on your rings, on your opal rings, and wed. So these are just mediocre. It's a point for life, intent, a little bit of res. Here is just res. I didn't even bother rolling this, and the belt is decent. High life. Gloves is just attack speed, life, and res. This is just, I had a pair lying around. Amulet, you want to go for Zal's Blood, but you don't have to. You can just use a pair. You just use some nice amulet that you have hanging around. But this is the end game goal. So end game goal is the Comb's Heart and the Zal's Blood. In the gloves, we have shown this. In the helmet, we have Ancestral War Chief linked with faster attacks, Fortify, and Leap Slam. You can either use Protector or War Chief in this slot. It's a personal preference, I guess. but I think Protector would be a little better, but I just had a War Chief lying around. In the boots, we use Blasphemy and Flammability, and also Herald of Ash. Later on, when the anger levels up, I'll probably switch it out for the Herald of Ash. But right now, it's just better damage. Flask, Wise Oak, hopefully Dying Sun, a Series Promise, and a Quicksilver. And this is pretty much the build. You just spin around and cyclone things. I'll explain. I'll go over the tree. You start out as a raider. You grab the obvious raider elemental points. Come over here. Get attack speed. We focus on attack speed and penetration in this build. Attack speed, Vow Pact, pretty important. Life, Frenzy Charge, life. I grabbed Acrobatics and Phase Acro just to test things out. There's a little bit of pen here, Jewel Socket over here. More, you grab all of the Frenzy Charges. Extra Penetration, life. You want Point Blank because these count as projectiles. Leech, Mana Leech. Come up here. Grab some life. Berserking is pretty good. Lava Lash, extra pen, Iron Grip because we have around 300 ish strength. Iron Grip is pretty good for 1 point. Extra stuff, I still have to fill up this and Resolute Technique so you don't have to miss. Jewels, these are pretty shitty jewels, but attack speed, physical damage, life, that's what you're aiming for. Attack speed, life. Attack speed, life. I'm using a lot of int because int is very important. I still need to get around 6 more intelligence from somewhere, but that will just come with time. I'll do a map demo. I'll mute my mic. Alright, as you can see there, the single target is actually not too bad, and I'm using like shit level gems, but this just shows you the power of Vader. Possible ascendancies that you can go for is Slayer. Slayer is also a very good one because you get all these leech and extra area. Another one you can probably go for is maybe Scion or War Chief. And that's pretty much it. It's a very simple build. You just go for a lot of attack speed, go for life, and scale a little bit of projectile here and there, and Immolate does most of the work.